Hey everyone, gonna start doing the singing. Okay, so my name is Kelly. My username is Mr. Pita. I am living in New Jersey. I don't look very orange. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay, and this is the Harry Potter voice meme that I'm doing as a video instead. Okay, so I have to pronounce some things first. Harry Potter, Quidditch, Hufflepuff, Diagon Alley, Weasley, Hogwarts, Hermione Granger, Horcrux, Gryffindor, Nearly-Headless Nick, Divination, Gringotts, Azkaban, Phoenix, Dobby, Quaffle, Dementor, Hungarian Horntail, Dumbledore. So yes, I have to say for the record, and I think I am not alone when I say this, if it wasn't for the movies, I would have no idea how to say Hermione's name. So I think for like the first, excuse me, for the first four books, I was calling her like Hermione or something. It's like it's just an awkward name. You don't really come across it very often. So yeah, next question. See, I started reading the books when they came out in the States. I was in fifth grade when the first book came out, and yeah, it was. I remember somebody had brought it in to do a book report, and they spoke so passionately about it. So it seemed like a really cool book. And then, like by the following week, some other kids had also said that they read the book and it was really good. And so I started getting like really into it because I've always really loved books. Because I didn't have friends, so I had books. Um, so yeah, and I fell in love with Harry Potter. And then I first seen the movies. I never really cared much for the movies. Um, I don't remember. I think I've seen only Goblet of Fire in theaters, and like everything else, I just waited for DVD. And I haven't even seen Deathly Hollows. I haven't seen the first part, and I'm not making plans to see the second part, mostly because I don't want to. So while like everyone else is freaking out that the last movie is coming out, I'm just sort of sitting quietly, going, yes, that's nice. Um, let's see, favorite book. My favorite book is Goblet of Fire because it really expanded just the wizarding world. We're introduced to like the Quidditch World Cup. We find out about the Death Eaters. Um, um, just being introduced to like bow bottoms and Durmstrang just makes it seem awesome. So it's like, wow, suddenly there are wizarding schools in other parts of Europe. Are there wizarding schools maybe in just all over the world? Like, is there one in like Australia or something? Are there others in like Asia, Africa? What about in the Americas? And and actually, no, wait, yeah, I think maybe it was also in the fourth book where Hermione mentions that there's one in Salem. So that's pretty cool, actually. So, like, yeah, look at that. There's a school in America. Woo! American Harry Potter. um, my favorite movie is probably also Goblet of Fire. I have to say, though, it's my favorite out of all of the books because, like, shit just got really real. Just that ending is just intense. Um, so yeah, let's see. Least favorite book. My least favorite book is Deathly Hollows. Fuck it. I'm probably gonna get chewed out for this, but like I just really don't care. I really do not like Deathly Hollows. It didn't really contain the same sort of excitement and adventure. I mean, like of course it didn't because of what was really going on, but like I just didn't like it. It's not even that it was like heavy. It just was made me angry. It's like, all the good characters died. But, I mean, like, there's a war going on. They have to die. So, But just reading it also was just really hard. Like, it was like reading Catcher in the Rye. It's a book that everybody really likes, but I had a hard time getting through it because it fucking sucked. So, while I'm not saying Deathly Hollows sucks, I'm just saying I really didn't like it. So, reading it was very hard to get through. It was boring. I'm sorry, guys. And I don't have a least favorite movie. I just don't. Okay, favorite male character. My favorite male character is Draco. Um, just because he's a twat. He can't help the fact that he's a twat, but we don't know that in the beginning. We just say, "Oh, look at him, rich kid. He is a twat." But like, you know, by the time we get to Half-Blood Prince, we realize, oh well, he's not that much of a twat, I guess. Like he had to be a twat. Yet he doesn't know what else to do except for being a twat. So yes, and something I felt bad. I did feel bad for him, but I just like douchebag characters. I just do. I just don't give a fuck. So yeah, it would probably help if he wasn't such a coward sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. Favorite female character, Hermione, because she is smart, and who the fuck doesn't like smart girls? Um, Also because I think she's very brave actually. And you see it. I think I really liked her in the first book because even though Ron was kind of jerky to her, she was just like she didn't care. She had to do the right thing, and even though she knew that like a lot of people didn't prefer her company, she didn't really let that bother her too much. And in the end, she helped everyone. And you know, I think when you know that people don't like your company but you still help them anyway, I think it says a lot about your personality and your character, and it's a very brave thing to do instead of just turning your back and saying, well, fuck you too. you know um no, she isn't like that, so I thought that was really interesting. Let's see, my favorite scene in each book and movie. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this really quick. Okay, I don't care about the movie, I'm just gonna do favorite scenes in each book. Book one, my favorite scene was the first thing that came to mind was when they found out about the chocolate frogs. Because, just the whole wizarding candy thing, like all the candies they have, was just really cool. So, my favorite scene in the first book has to do with chocolate frogs. So, yeah, plus, they get trading cards. Who doesn't like trading cards? I love trading cards. So, it's my favorite scene. Second scene was when Harry was sort of looking into Voldemort's past. I thought that was interesting. Um, third, third book, my favorite scene was when Lupin was teaching everyone how to fight a boggart. Fourth book, the entire book was my favorite scene. Um, I don't really think I can pick a favorite scene. Um, I can't actually. I can't. Sorry. What comes to mind? My favorite scene was the dance scene. I don't know. Just when Hermione was coming down and everyone's like, "What?" Like she's a hottie. She's all just like, "Duh." But yeah, I guess that was my favorite scene. Book five, my favorite scene was when Harry looked into Snape's pensieve, yeah, and I kind of saw the memory where basically James and Sirius are being douchebags to Snape, and we get this huge backstory. It's like, yeah, I understand. I'd be pissed off at someone too if they pants me in front of everybody. Um, Especially the chick that I have a crush on. I wouldn't take it out on their kid, but I'd be really pissed. Yes. So that was book five. Book six, my favorite scene. I'm gonna get to that in the next question, which is when I talk about the saddest scene. Because I have a lot to say about that. So yeah. And seventh book, my favorite scene was when Snape gives Harry his memories, and Harry gets to see all the stuff between like Snape and Lily. Those were my favorite scenes. Okay, saddest scene was also my favorite scene in book six, and it was when Draco, he's got his wand pointed at Dumbledore, and he's like, basically, I have to kill you, I have to kill you, I have to kill you, and Dumbledore's like, you don't have to do this, and Draco's like, you don't understand, I have to do this, and then Snape comes out of fucking nowhere, and he's like, like Avada Kedavra, bitch, but not really. The that was a sad scene, because it shows like Draco, despite being a giant douchebag, is still human. Um, and he doesn't. He's conflicted. Like he doesn't want to kill Dumbledore, but he has he has to do it, and he doesn't want to, and he couldn't do it in the end. In the end, Snape had to do it, and even Snape didn't want to do it because, but like Snape knew he had to do it, and um, Dumbledore knew that Snape had to kill him. It had to be done. He had to die. And I remember after the initial shock had set in to the readers, um, a lot of people were questioning, like, Snape's loyalty. Who was he really loyal to? If he was loyal to Dumbledore, he wouldn't have done it. If he was loyal to Voldemort, obviously no. And this is how I do. I don't know. Hang on. I have this long. Right here is a bookmark piece of paper that says, Severus Snape, friend, and on the other side it says foe, and it basically lists off facts from each of the book that, proves that either he's loyal to Dumbledore or he's loyal to Voldemort. And so, yeah. But yeah, that was the saddest scene to me, and I just kind of went off on a tangent for a while. But yeah, as you can tell, it's on the friend side, because I knew he was loyal. Who do I ship? I ship, my favorite canon ship is Ron and Hermione. I'm not going to get into it. It just is. It always has been. And my favorite non-canon ship is Draco and Hermione, just because the dynamic I think would be interesting. And so I'm going to end this by saying which house I'd be sorted into, and it would be Hufflepuff. So, yeah, Hufflepuff, because I'm a good finder. Okay, so that's been the end of this. And, yeah, that's the end. Okay, bye everyone.